Yo, what is going on YouTube? Are you winning, boys? I hope you're winning because on this channel it's all about winning. My name is Bart, our born to win, and today we're going to continue our adventure in MXGP 2020. This is going to be chapter 21, the last chapter of this adventure. In case you missed the last episode, we went to Matterley Basin in Great Britain and we showed the first race of the MXGP Championship. As we explained in the last episode, we won't actually show the full season of MXGP. We have seen all the tracks in this game and we have won the championship of MX2, so we won't actually be going for a full season of MXGP as the series would then last too long. So we have only, and if you're wondering, this was entirely controlled by AI. I'm not sure why the player just rode right into those sandbags or whatever they are. So, as I was saying, we won't be showing the full season of MXGP because, and I'm failing once again, because that would last for too long. In this episode, we'll just go for the remaining trophies in this MXGP 2020. Let me just quickly restart this and go in fast motion, because boys, we are doing the first trophy here, which means that we have to go into the time attack mode and set a valid time attack lap. There we go, there's the finish line, and we are getting the trophy for a valid time in time attack mode. So skipping ahead, we'll get two trophies here, one for performing a scrub, which is this trick, this little trick as you've seen on screen. This is the trick that the AI kept performing in front of us after overtaking us, after we've been saying, look at them, they're shitting at us. Not only they overtook us, they are also doing tricks. It turns out it's not so hard actually. We can just use the left and the right stick to do it, and we'll get the second trophy here by entering the photo mode. That's it, photographer for a day. Another bronze trophy, boys. Not so hard at all. Let's go for the next one. So for the next three trophies, we actually need to go to playground from the menu, and we will be transported to a very, very large map in Norway where we, well, basically the name tells you all there is to know about this mode. It's a large area where you can play around, you can make some of your own racetracks, you can do some waypoint races. It's basically a nice off-road area, this forest area, very relaxing, very calm atmosphere, and you can just drive around and collect some trophies and whatnot. So here you see a waypoint race. I'm just going to show you a little snippet of it. You get 12 checkpoints and you have to collect them in this manner, and this arrow in the top of the screen shows you the next checkpoint. Then you can also go for a race, as we said, in the playground. I'm also going to show you a very small snippet of it. It's not that interesting. I mean, it's just like any other race. It's just that this track is right there on the playground. Very nice as we fall. So the first trophy in this playground mode requires us to drive for 15 kilometers, which is this trophy, a new world, one down, two more to go, but first of all, two other things. So first up will be a trophy where we need to change our bike setup, whichever one of these, the suspension or the gears, the brakes, whatever it is. You just need to change one of the settings and then save it in one of those empty slots. So I just changed something about the suspension. I have no idea about bikes, so you know, don't take my expertise in any of these setups. And there's the trophy setup. The next miscellaneous trophy is gonna be just as easy as this one. Let me show you. So the next trophy actually requires us to buy our own bike, and during our season in MX2 we were actually not allowed to do it because we were bound to this contract. First of all, I think with Yamaha, then Honda, then Kawasaki. I'm not even sure with whom we signed all these contracts, but we were bound by it and we could not actually choose our own bike. But I've only gone to the career mode and actually cancelled that contract, and it also allowed me to now choose my own bike, which we are of course going to do, and we have to pay for the bike, of course, using the credits that we have been earning during our career mode. So in the end, I believe I decide to get the KTM, the 450cc KTM, which will allow us to get the trophy for buying our first bike. There it is. Hello, sweetheart. Bronze trophy. Let's go for the next one. So back to the playground for the 2 remaining trophies. First of them is going to be for riding for 30 kilometers in free ride, nature lover, and the second trophy is going to be the same but for 45 kilometers. There we go. So nice 3 easy trophies in the playground. We just had to drive around for quite a bit for 45 kilometers, but 3 trophies, nice and easy. So we do still have left many trophies that require us to complete races in a certain way. This trophy, this next one, requires us to win a race in the rain. So as we very gracefully fall next to the finish line, we are going to get this trophy. I'm just going to show you some highlights, of course, as always. I showed you the beginning and the end of the race because I think it would be very boring to show you the whole race. This series would go on forever. There's the trophy. You forgot your umbrella. Let's go for the next one. So next up are 2 different trophies. We'll get 2 stones with 1 bird. Wait, what? 2 birds with 1 stone. First of all, we need to finish an entire weekend. We need to change the length of the racing weekend to full weekend, which means going through the qualifying time trial, then the qualifying race, and then 2 races. So basically 4 different events within 1 Grand Prix. And we have gone for the Grand Prix of Argentina, which is one of the trophies that we still have not unlocked. As you know, many of the Grand Prix give you a trophy for winning them. There's also one for winning in Argentina, which we still don't have. So hey, I thought, look, if we still have to win in a full racing weekend, might as well do it in one of the countries whose trophies we still don't have, to unlock 2 of them at once. So there it is, there's a second race. We unlocked the trophy for the Grand Prix of Argentina, and then the trophy for winning in every single session of a full racing weekend. The weekend is here. Let's go for the next trophy, boys. Okay, so there's another miscellaneous trophy, namely we need to win a race on realistic difficulty, and I have attempted it quite a few times, and this is the one where we actually succeeded. As you can see, we've gotten a great start and a whole shot in this race, and we had to use some rewinds still on the way because, of course, any slightest mistake on the way to the finish line and you could get overtaken by the AI very easily. And once you get overtaken, it is quite impossible to catch up on any of the AI players. So any slightest mistake I did make sure to correct using the replay feature, just like here. I mean, once we fall outside of the stern and kind of the AI leaves us behind, there was no way for us to actually catch up to them. So I really wanted to make sure using the rewinds, but that we can stay in the lead and definitely win this race. Here we are, skipping to the finish line. We did build up quite a lead in the end. It was not as hard as I thought it would be, and there should be the trophy, Eat My Dust, for winning on realistic difficulty. So that's done. Let's go for the next one. So next up we have a segment with 5 different trophies, namely for one of them we need to win a championship from the championship mode in the main menu. You get to create your own championship, you get to choose at least 4 Grand Prix, and you have to win it. Basically come first in the whole championship. So we have chosen 4 different races, 4 different Grand Prix that we still have not won and have not unlocked the trophies for each corresponding Grand Prix. That is the Grand Prix of Sweden, of Germany, Portugal and China. So we have gone and won 4 of those Grand Prix, snippets of which you're gonna see in a moment. That's it, that's the Grand Prix of Sweden. This is, I believe, Shanghai, the Grand Prix of China. This should be Teutschenthal, the Grand Prix of Germany. And the last one should be the Grand Prix of Portugal. So we won 4 of them, and we've gotten the 4 corresponding trophies for the different Grand Prix. As you can see here, there is a trophy for the Grand Prix of Sweden. There is the one for the Grand Prix of China. Then for the Grand Prix of Germany. And finally for the Grand Prix of Portugal, followed by the trophy for winning the championship from the championship mode, of course, in the main menu. There we go, hero of the day for winning the championship, as we say, and here we are holding the trophy. So 5 nice and easy trophies. Let's go for the next one, boys. So next up was quite a time-consuming trophy, namely we needed to win a Grand Prix with realistic race length, which meant that the timer showed 30 minutes at the start of the race, and then of course once the timer ran out and we crossed the finish line, there were 2 more laps to do. Boys, I am so sick of this track in Czech Republic. We have picked it because of course we were still missing this particular trophy for winning the Grand Prix of Czech Republic, and we have raced for, as you can see, nearly 34 minutes, but in the end we won. I put it on very easy not to F anything up and have to repeat it, and we got the trophy for the Grand Prix of Czech Republic, and the trophy hard work, and it was definitely hard work for winning a race with realistic length. So we then cleaned up the 4 remaining trophies for winning a Grand Prix in a certain country. First up was the Grand Prix of Kegums in Latvia, and there's a trophy for it. We then went to Orléans, I believe, to the Grand Prix of Russia to get the corresponding trophy for the Grand Prix of Russia. Next up was Motherly Basin and the Grand Prix of Great Britain. As you can see, we are finishing the race in first and we get the trophy for the Grand Prix of Great Britain. And lastly, we went to Valkenswaard in the Netherlands for the last trophy for winning a certain Grand Prix. Nice and easy trophies indeed, but that is the last one of them. So there is a trophy for the Grand Prix of the Netherlands in Valkenswaard. Let's get on to something more difficult. And by saying difficult, I don't really mean difficult, because there have not been any difficult trophies in this game, honestly. Through difficult, I mean more time consuming, because as you can see, or as you could see maybe if you got a glimpse of it, we are only level 38 of prestige in this game after completing all the different trophies and after completing a season and a half of MX2 and MXGP. And unfortunately, there is a trophy for reaching level 50, level 75 and level 100 of prestige, and also for getting 100, 200 and 300,000 MXGP credits, which means that there was a huge grind ahead of us. We only were level 38 by the time we had to start this grind, and I mean it was either we were faced with the choice of either racing just about 6 to 7 seasons maybe. You've seen us finish one of the seasons in MX2. We must if we were not to grind this trophy in an easier way, we would have to complete 6 to 7 seasons in MX2, and frankly I could think about doing another 1 or 2 seasons, but I was like, nah, it's just gonna take too long. There's no point. I mean, I've seen all the different tracks. I've enjoyed this game already. I'm just not doing another 6 seasons. We have other games to play on this channel, other games to enjoy on the PS5. Let's just find some easier way, some faster way to grind the XP. And we did find one. Basically, there are some community tracks that you can download and play online, and you still race against the AI players, of course, but it makes things much easier when it comes to grinding for the XP and the credits. Basically, you have to go into the Grand Prix mode from the main menu. You have to select the community created tracks and you search for one that's called, you know, Quick Cash and XP or Quick XP, whatever, quickest XP, whatever track you can find that is that has a similar name. And basically what you're gonna be playing is something like this, just a big circle, or a small circle rather, but no challenge whatsoever, just going round and round all the time, turning left. And basically you then set the game to medium, easy or very easy, whatever suits you, in order not to lose the race. Because of course there's no point to grind XP on realistic difficulty. It's just gonna take longer because you're not gonna win many of the races. So put it as as easy of a difficulty as you want, and then it's a matter of putting this Grand Prix in the mode qualification and race, which means that you're gonna take part in 2 sessions of this Grand Prix, which is quite laughable to even call it Grand Prix. Honestly, it's just a circle, not even a proper track. But anyway, the game treats this as any other Grand Prix. This is why it's so much faster to complete than any other, than as if you were to grind with, for example, the Grand Prix of Great Britain or Czech Republic. The fact that this track is so short makes things much faster and easier in the end to grind for the XP and the credits. So as I said, you're taking part in 2 sessions in this Grand Prix. In the first one, you need to just set up the fastest possible time and you can return to the pit. Basically, if you put the AI on easy or very easy, all it takes is 1 lap to get the fastest possible time that the AI is never going to catch or never going to match, basically. And then what you can do is just return to the pit. You've seen me doing that at the start of this segment, and basically this grants you about 30,000 XP for the first place in the qualifying race and for not using any rewinds. This is also quite important, not to use any rewinds, because it grants you an extra 10k XP at the end of every session. So that's about 30k XP already for this. It might take, what, 20-30 seconds just to do 1 lap and return to the pit and then end the session. So very quick for a large amount of XP. And then you're onto the race, which is, you can put it to the shortest possible race length, which is about 3 minutes. And then you race around. Once the 3 minutes are over, you stop before the finish line. Wait until the timer shows 0 to cross. In this way you only get 2 more laps to complete, and there is your XP. You get about 60k of XP for winning the Grand Prix, so it amounts to about 90,000 XP in, what, 5 minutes of racing, something like that. It is a much faster way than doing 6 or 7 different seasons of MX2 or Moto or MXGP. So, boys, it was one hell of a grind, and I spent hours and hours switching between doing normal races because I was bored of this one and grinding this easy XP and cash track, but it took us hours upon hours to do it. And the trophy you actually see on screen at the moment that we unlocked at the end of that particular race was for getting 100,000 MX credits. We only had another trophy for 200,000 and 300,000 credits, so I'm telling you, it was a huge grind. So next up we got a trophy for reaching level 50 of Prestige. As you can see me very gracefully fall here, and this track proved to be very difficult for us. Anyway, we got to the finish line first, of course, because we were racing on one of the easier difficulties. I don't even remember which one, and we reached level 50 of Prestige. I am skipping through all this grind because of course I'm not going to show it all to you. It'll be way too boring and way too long. We'd probably need to go for another 40-50 episodes, not even kidding, on this channel to get the Platinum Trophy. So that's why I'm editing things out to show you just the trophies. So the next trophy we are going to earn is actually the last trophy that did not require us to grind for XP or cash. It was a trophy for winning 50 Grand Prix, and we are going to get it right here after finishing one of those quick XP and cash races. So here we are, first place, and this was actually the 50th Grand Prix that we won here in MXGP 2020. As you can see, we are on the level, what, 53. There is a trophy, never enough, a golden one. And still in this quick cash and XP mode, we got the next trophy for 200,000 credits. It is nice to watch as you skip all the grind and you can just listen to the trophies popping and me explaining how nice it was, a trophy after a trophy as it seems, but no, it was a huge grind. We spent hours on this. There is a trophy, 200,000 credits, big winnings, a silver one. So this grind took me a couple of days, boys, and we actually got bored around the time that we got that previous trophy of the quick cash and XP track, and we went back to racing on some of our favorite tracks like Spain, Czech Republic and all that, and we got to level 75 of prestige, the trophy for which you will see in a moment. At that point we only had 2 more trophies left for 300,000 MXGP credits and for level 100 of prestige. So let's go for it, boys. And that last race was actually one of my last ones on normal, respectable tracks. I just thought, to hell with that, I've had enough of this grind, I'm just gonna go back to that XP and cash track. And we actually did grind our way to 300,000 MXGP credits, the trophy for which you will see in a moment, big morning, a golden trophy, and we were level 97 of prestige at that point, only 3 more prestige levels to go until the last trophy and the platinum. Let's go for it, boys. So here we are, only 1 minute 30 left on the timer in our last race of this quick cash and XP track, this community track that really made this journey, this grind to prestige level 100 and 300,000 MXGP credits much easier and much faster. I mean, you can call it cheap, but playing 6 or 7 seasons of 20 races each, I mean, we have different things to do on this channel. We have other games, we still have Ride 4, MotoGP 21, we have, what else is there, the Monster Motocross Energy, we do have quite a few more biking games. We have Dirt 5 still that we have to play, a couple more racing games that we need to bring to this channel, and frankly to play another 6 or 7 seasons and do everything the way it was supposed to be done, and grind my way through different Grand Prix and racing as we did in MX2. Yeah, it was just a no from me, you know. I do enjoy some grindy trophies, but this one, it was just a bit too much from Milestone. I understand why they might have put that in the game. They just wanted to keep the community playing for as long as possible, but it was just a bit too much for me. 10 million XP was quite a lot. Thankfully this track really shortened this grind and made it possible in just a couple of hours to get from level 38, I think, when we began the grind, to level 100. Other than that, it was a great racing game from Milestone, this MXGP 2020. I'm not gonna let this self-imposed grind kind of impact my memories of this game. It was very fun, and I'm not going to kind of let some grindier trophies destroy that memory. A very enjoyable game, as we said, but there is the finish of the last race. I might take a few moments just to say, let's say, voice my opinion about the game once we get the platinum trophy. For now, let's just say this is the last race of our platinum run, and we actually got to level 100 of prestige, as you can see, for winning the championship. For the first position we got an enormous amount of XP, and the trophy for reaching level 100 of XP. At the top, a golden trophy, of course, followed by Elite Rider, the platinum trophy of MXGP 2020. And as I said, boys, this is gonna be the last episode of this series. Great racing game from Milestone. Once again, the physics, the graphics, the weather effects, the tracks, everything was very fun, and I cannot wait for MXGP 2021. Some of the things that I improve, perhaps the AI needs a bit of work, and maybe some of the penalties on track I would definitely kind of have another look. But other than that, a great game, and I'm happy to have brought it to this channel. I hope you enjoyed it as much as me, and kudos to you and hats off to you if you watched until now. This is it for MXGP 2020. I hope to see you in one of my other Let's Plays on this channel, but definitely, as for this game, this is it on this channel. This was Bart, or Burn to Win, and this was MXGP 2020.